Okay, this is 3.1b, continued area and perimeter. Objective, I can find missing sides for composite shapes. So the first couple are just find the area of composite shapes like we did yesterday. I see a square and a triangle. So for the square, and we are adding, and the triangle, the square is base times height, which is 12 times 12, which is 144. And the triangle is half the base times the height, which is half the base of my triangle is 12. And the height, if this is 17, take away 12, that means the height of my triangle is 5. So that becomes half of 12 is 6 times 5 is 30. So my total area is 174 yards squared. Remember how important your units are in telling people about your measurements. This one is also a rectangle and a triangle. The rectangle base times height, 6 times 14. This is half the base times the height, which is half of 10 times 8. Add those together. 6 times 14 is 84, plus 5 times, this is 5 times 8 is 40. So my total area is 124 inches squared. That's a T. Now this one's going to be subtraction, so I have to do the rectangle minus my kite. That's a kite. So that's base times height minus half of AB, where this is A and this is B, which is, this is 9 times 4 minus half of 9 times 4, 36 minus 18. So I get 18 centimeters squared for my area. Now the next problems involve finding the side that's missing. So we have a trapezium. And I know that one side is 3. That's a 3, and this side is 6. What I'm looking for is the height, or the distance between the parallel sides. So area is half B1 plus B2 times the height. My area is 36, and that's half of 3 plus 6 times the height. Half of 9 is 4.5, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4.5. and get that my height is 8 centimeters. Okay, check back and make sure that you have all of these parts, that you have the answers correct, and we will turn it over. Okay, for the next one, the trapezoid has 2 parallel sides, length x, and this should be on your paper 3x plus 2. So I have a trapezoid again. One is x, 3x plus 2. The height is 6, and the total area is 108. So 108 equals half of x plus 3x plus 2 times 6. 108 equals half of 4x plus 2 times 6. Half of 6 is 3, so I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and I get 36 equals 4x plus 2, minus 2, minus 2, 34 equals 4x, x equals 8.5 centimeters. Notice that this one's not squared because that is a measurement of a side. The area of a kite, so now I have a kite where one side is 2 longer than the other. That means that this side is x and this side is x plus 2. Forget that pencil doesn't work. So area is half of x times x plus 2, or my area is 40. This becomes x squared plus 2x. I'm going to multiply times 2 so that those cancel, and I get 80 equals x squared plus 2x. I'm going to rewrite this as a quadratic so that I get x squared plus 2x minus 80 is 0. When I plug that into the quadratic formula, I get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 80. Over 2 times 1. That's negative 2 plus or minus this whole mess becomes the square root of 324 over 2. Negative 2 plus or minus 18 over, what's a 24, over 2. Negative 2, so that becomes 16 over 2, and negative 20 over 2. I can't have a negative distance, so this one doesn't count. So x has to equal 8. And that's the only one I care about because I can't have a negative distance. The last one, I have one more trapezium where the height is 4 and one side is 7. So 22 equals half of x plus 7 times 4, because it's half of the bases times the height. Half of 4 is 2. Divide by 2. 11 equals x plus 7 minus 7 minus 7. 4 centimeters is x. You should have enough information now to solve your homework.